What's going on with you? It's your boy Damien Dupee, your number one off-market land specialist, hyper focus on infield lots. Today I have some epic wild content for you. I have a success story of a 21-year-old genius. I mean, literally, he's brilliant. Matt Xiong. He's going to be basically breaking down how he got his first deal, a little bit about him, and I hope to encourage some of you today. I hope someone's able to get some type of value add from this interview. Couple announcements. If you are local to the Charlotte market and you would like to attend a meetup, the link is in the description. Yours truly hosts a meetup that actually Matt helps me host. January 28th, 7 to 9 p.m. I pushed the time back a little bit. It was 6 to 8 p.m., but a lot of people kind of commuting from work. So 7 to 9 p.m., January 28th. You don't want to miss it. I got some free goodies for you. A free ebook I just did fresh off the press. I did it with you in mind. Go ahead and check that ebook out. And yours truly just launched his course, 2022, $9.97. You don't want to miss it. If you cannot afford the course, no worries. I have a free course for you in the description. Link is in the description. So without further ado, thank you for watching this YouTube channel. I don't take it lightly for granted. So go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, turn your notification bell on. And if you find anything valuable, go ahead and drop a comment. All right. So today we have Matt Xiong. How are you, Matt?
I'm doing pretty good. Really good, actually.
Nice, nice. All right. So Matt, if you don't mind, could you tell the YouTube nation where where did you get started in real estate?
Okay, so we actually have to go back a few years, right?
Go ahead.
Uh, Graduating high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I started working warehouse gigs. Realized that I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life, and try to get into life insurance. Uh, Learned that I'm not a really good phone talker, so stopped doing that, and then did DoorDash and I was doing like random gigs, random uh, what's it called, Craigslist gigs, and then finally I met Damien a few months before I started doing real estate. Called Damien, said, "Hey Damien, can I just job shadow you? Like, I just want to see what you want to do for a living." And he's like, "Yeah, sure, just come over and come over next week and just watch me do what I do." And that's where I got started.
Wow. Thank you, Matt. And I remember that day because I was actually on my honeymoon. I was like, man, I'm out the country, buddy, but I'll be back about 2 weeks. So that was an amazing time, man. How did we meet, Matt? We met through Tufu, right?
Yes, we met through Tufu. So Tufu has his I guess it's his church. Yeah. And we would go there on Tuesdays for their Bible study, or just to have fun, just to meet other people. And that's where I met you.
Yeah. How's the food at Tufu's, Matt?
It is really good. It keeps me going back there like every single week.
Oh man. So basically guys, we met at a pastor friend of mine who's in real estate full time. He's a church planner. Um, him and his wife is a church planner, Grace. And basically we met there and Matt told me he was in insurance, and before I know it, Matt was basically into real estate. So Matt, tell us about like how did you get experience in real estate?
Okay, so just the first thing I wanted to do, right? When I was interning for Damien, the first day I worked with Damien, just job shadowing him, I'm like, I really want to get into this because maybe, just maybe I can be doing this in the future. So job shadow him, just watched what he did, right? And I'm like, how can I help Damien? Just like I really just wanted to help Damien, right? So all the tedious stuff, all the data cleaning stuff, all the text messaging people stuff, I didn't want Damien to do that at all. He needed to do like the closing stuff, the big money making items, tasks. So my job when I was interning for Damien was just to do all the tedious stuff, keep Damien away from managing his system, just keep him away from the busy work, and I'll do all the busy work while he does the big ticket items. So that's so basically that's what I was doing for Damien when I was interning for him. So I learned a ton of stuff doing that. So I learned how to um, comp properties. I learned what's a good property, what's a bad property. I learned good markets. I learned how to find builders, how to find LLCs, different market, like different hunting strategies. One I really like is looking for the LLCs who've been holding their property for maybe like over 10 years, ever since the market crash. They've been holding these property ever since. They don't know what to do with these properties. So my job is just, hey, text them and see if they're interested in selling. That's all. We just want to see if they're interested in selling. So been working with Damien for around 2 months, and then I decided to, hey, let's work on ourselves, and let's just do this on ourselves because I think we got this. So yeah.
Nice. And then Matt, after you get this experience, you learn, you get exposed. You were literally my right hand partner. Like, bro, everywhere I went, you were with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it was kind of cool because it was like, one, I got to add value to you, but I think the biggest thing, Matt, is what I was able to kind of nurture in you is mindset.
Yeah.
And I think that mindset is very, very important in anything in life, because like what we think about is what we get.
Yeah.
So if we think we're going to mess up, like we're probably
Yeah.
going to
You'll
mess
mess
up.
up.
But if we think this gonna be smooth, this gonna be
Yeah.
easy, this gonna be. And one thing I would say, Matt, people, if you're watching, Matt has adopted this good news mentality.
Yeah.
Um, every time Matt calls me, ladies and gentlemen, he says, Damien, I have good news.
I got good news for you.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't get anything for this video, you gotta get good news that you can use, okay? Good news is very, very important in tough times, okay? Good news you can use. Don't forget that. Okay, Matt. So fast forward, we split.
Yep.
But you set up your own system. What did you set up, Matt?
Okay, so the first thing I did was I text Damien, and I wanted to see what system I would use for text messages, right? So when me and Damien, we were working together, we were text blasting people, like thousands of people a day. There was one time we were working in Florida. These leads just kept coming in. It's pretty sure we text more than 1,000 people, but it's like 100 text messages per 30 minutes, and I'm like, I can't keep up with this. Let's hire a virtual assistant to filter all this mess out too. So I got REI reply for $49 a month. Really good investment. And you also have to get a Tulio number to send text messages through REI reply. So it's really good investment. It's just $49 per month. Yeah, you just text people. You text blast people. It's a really nice system to go on. I use the drip system, and there's multiple campaigns, and it just keeps your system clean. That's one thing I really like about having a CRM.
Wow. So you end up getting a REI reply, $49.
Yep.
You got your Twilio number. Now, how did you choose, Matt, which market you was going to go in and what you was going to do?
Okay, so going back to that, we had to find like a good market, right? So I knew that there were activity in Albemarle and anywhere near Greater Charlotte area. It's if I can get something under contract, it's gonna sell. So I decided to go to Albemarle first because I was more comfortable with the smaller lots. So we found a lot for the buyer only wanted like 1,500 for it.
Say that again, Matt. You found a lot and you asked the buyer how much did they want, and they said what?
1,500 for it.
That's a great deal. Proceed, Matt.
Yeah. So the owners, they actually lived in Georgia. They they inherited the property. They don't care about the property. They don't have any plans for the property. They just want to get rid of it. They just want to liquefy their asset for cash. So contact them, put it on the contract. Had to extend the contract one time because 30 days we couldn't move it. But we found a buyer, and just sold it to the buyer and had Nicole Merritt do the assignment for me. So
Wow. And if you don't mind me asking, how much did you make on your first deal, Matt?
made 7,500 just from one deal.
Wow. 7,500.
Yes,
That's
just from the first deal. Yeah.
wow. So what are you doing now, Matt, to keep the pipeline full?
Okay, so with that 7,500, have to save 30% for taxes, just in case. And 30% goes back to the company, and 30% is like my money, and 10% goes back to God. So so what I'm doing is I decided to get the full year subscription for REI Reply. It just saves me $100 for it. So I did that. I'm trying to hit, I'm basically skip tracing all around Greater Charlotte area. I have a buyer, which is called, you remember Tyler D, right?
Tyler,
Yeah,
the PDO, the PDO.
yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
So he's my buyer, and I'm hitting Indian Trail lots. I'm hitting Mint Hill. I'm hitting Matthews. I'm hitting Waxhaw, and I'm still doing Albemarle as well. So all of these are through text messages. So what I'm doing is just cleaning the data. Well, looking for properties first, cleaning the data, skip tracing it, and just putting it on the blast, on the drip. So, and I'm getting results from that. And I'm not calling anyone. I'm just texting anyone. So whoever is like, you're like unconfident about like your talking skills, hey, just text people. It's just, just it's so much easier. People will reply to text messages.
Nice. So one thing I like what you're doing, Matt, strategy is called reverse engineering. And basically, instead of you just going in the middle of nowhere, pulling a bunch of lists, you've established a relationship with a builder, and that builder was able to give you what we call a buy box.
Yes,
then you target your data around what that builder is looking for. Is that correct, Matt?
yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not doing that, you could be wasting valuable time. And again, ladies and gentlemen, time is one of your, no, it is your most valuable asset. So it's important that you identify someone that has a capacity to take down land, but also have a very specific criteria on what they're looking for so that you can kind of curate your data and your marketing strategy around what they're looking for. What would you say for anyone, Matt, who doesn't have any money to invest, but they have time? What would you think would be a great strategy for them?
Okay, so one thing is one way I save money, right, is when I didn't have the funds. When I'm hunting properties, I got to make sure it's a good property that's going to sell. It has road access. If it's in some markets where I know I can sell it for only well city water and city sewer, I'll only hit those. If I have a buyer who wants septics as well, I'll get those as well. So it's just filtering the leads, going through each one of them individually, and just making sure those are qualified to actually sell.
Wow.
Another thing is, if you want, you can use a cheaper skip tracing a website called Versium.
Yep.
It'll be 1 cent per skip trace, but the quality of the leads are a lot worse. But if you use the lead Sherpa, it's 15 cents. The quality of the leads are really good. So for me, I'm in a good place now where I can just skip trace everything through lead Sherpa instead of using the cheaper option like Versium. But I guess the first thing people should do is they should just figure out a plan, right? Because when I was doing this part time, I was doing DoorDash on the side too. So my idea was, hey, we gotta get a CRM, a text blaster. We're going to text blast everybody in my buyer's box, right? In Albemarle. So what I did was just pay the $49 for the system, set up the system, added two Tulio numbers at first. Now I have four. Each Tulio number is $1 each, right?
Yep.
And texting people is like 1 cent. Maybe half than that. Yeah, it's like 1 cent. So I'm like, okay, let's try to put like $20 a week into their system, texting people. And that's how I got my first deal. It was just $49, a month, and just trying to provide, putting money into my company, my system, $20 a week, and I got lucky, and I landed my first deal.
Nice.
So
Wow.
you gotta, if you really want to be cheap, you can go door knocking at people's doors and say, hey, I really want to buy your property, and if you want to go really cheap, but it would save you a lot of time. It would save you a ton of time if you can just text people instantly instead of driving to their door and knocking on the door. Hey, I see that you have a lot here. I'm really interested in buying. And you gotta like sell, you gotta like be a really good presenter. You gotta sell, you gotta be a great salesman to do that. I'm a terrible salesman. So I just prefer text messages. So so I think the best, like if you're compli- if you're on the if you're really thinking about like what's the cheapest option, I don't think you'll make it in this business, because you got to invest money to get money. And it's just, if you're not investing money, like, money is just a tool, right? Money's just a tool. My money just saves me time. My money is for my text messaging. It's for convenience for me. That's all my money is for. It's a tool. It's nothing else. And you just can't be cheap, If you want better leads, use better skip tracing. So it's only 1 cent per skip trace. It's only 1 cent per text message. So that's like, so if I put 200, well, $20, that's that's like 2,000. Okay, no, wait, no. Anyways, you get it. It's you should invest into your company. You shouldn't be cheap. That's what I'm trying to say. There you go.
Wow. Thank you, Matt. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. The winner chicken dinner is REI Reply. If you want to
Yes,
sign
sir.
up, I do have an affiliate link in the description. I do get a little kickback, but it's nothing from you, but it helps support the channel. But REI Reply is the best thing since sliced bread. And I got an update for you about REI Reply. I'm gonna doing another video for y'all guys, so be looking out for that REI Reply update. Okay. So Matt, I want to thank you for your time. I try to keep these things short and sweet because
Yep.
people their attention span is a little, and they just be like, come on, get to it, they like get to the sauce. But I do think that it was some value dropped in here.
Mhm.
And I hope someone is encouraged. You're 21 years old, you're crushing it. You didn't quit, you didn't give up,
Yeah.
and you did it, Matt.
Yeah.
You did it off a
I
text
did.
message. Like,
Yes.
like, bro, like you made $7,500.
Yes.
That's beautiful, man. I mean, that's a nice payday to me. I
Yes.
mean, the spreads, that's the average spread in North Carolina, ladies and gentlemen. If you're trying to wonder what's the average spread, that's around about the average spread in North Carolina,
Yeah.
about 7,500, 10,000. In Florida, the places I was hunting at, they're a little smaller, 2,000, 3,000. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't liked, comment, smash that like button, drop a comment. If you want to reach out to Matt, where can they find you at, Matt? You on IG or any of those cool social media things?
Oh no, no, not yet. But you can see me at Damien's meetup. So, you know.
Nice. So pull up if you want to holler at Matt. He'll be at
Yeah.
the meetup. So, all right. We salute you. Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen. And we gone like the wind.